55. That tornado warning goes till 4:30. Of course, that covers Jefferson County here. Thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near or over Stoll, near Hampshire, moving northeast at 55 right now. So that goes till 4:30, and we're getting that information up right now. So
okay. Yeah. Our 4 o'clock newscast just minutes away, and we're going to stay on the air with you here with these tornado warnings. I do want to let you know my colleagues Letitia Kay and Brenda Matudi are going to be taking over the anchor desk here in just a couple of moments. Again, we've got multiple tornado warnings, multiple areas of concern. We're getting hit really hard here in Beaumont at this point, so I want to let you guys know about that. We're monitoring the winds and the rain swirling above our studios here in Beaumont. And then we also, I'm sure you can hear it at home, it's quite loud here in the studio. And then we also have got this new area of concern that Jeff and Patrick are tracking in the Winnie area. And that is a new tornado warning now in effect. That one continues until 4:30 tonight. It'll be interesting to see whether the National Weather Service allows the rest of the warnings, Jeff or Patrick, to expire in Jefferson County. What are y'all thinking?
Well, the rotation that we saw near Beaumont was weakening a little bit, and then it kind of started to spin up again. So we're going to have to wait. Yeah, we're going to have to wait and see what happens here in the next few minutes, if they're going to extend it farther to the north and east, or what they're going to do. But right now, they just issued that other one down towards Hampshire, and then you can see that that includes parts of, you can say, west and central Jefferson County until 4:30, as they're seeing some rotation there. At least a thunderstorm with possible rotation with it. So. And that's moving fast at 55 miles an hour to the north and east. So, but all these storms are moving very quickly.
Are we staying on the air on both channels? Okay, we're going to stay on the air with special continuing coverage. Okay. Am I on? Mic check. Okay, I'm back. Apologies. We're swapping out our anchor team here. I'm going to be handing things over to Brenda Matudi. Brenda, we got a couple of tornado warnings. Jeff and Patrick in the Weather Center, and we've also got Cameron Seibert, who is still in the Winnie area. Just moments ago was near Highway 73. We're going to be transitioning here in the control room and in this. East Texas. We have had several tornado warnings throughout the past hour, and that is why we're on the air with you right now. I'm going to send things over to Jeff and Patrick in the Storm Tracker Center.
All right, let's go ahead and take care of what's going on. Here's the very latest as far as the tornado warnings until 4 p.m. Unsure whether or not this one over northern Jefferson County will be extended. It's potential. And then we have a new one in through, we'll say, central and western sections, southwestern sections of Jefferson County until 4:30 p.m. These are racing off to the east and northeast at around, 55 miles an hour from what we can tell. Okay, so they did cancel the one over Beaumont and northern Jefferson County. So all we're left with is this one right now. I'd say this includes Hampshire, Fannett, and central sections of Jefferson County. Looks like to the north of, say, LaBelle at the present time. And this new severe thunderstorm warning is until 4:45 p.m. This is just coming out, including southern Jasper, southern Newton counties, Lumberton, Beaumont, Midco, BC, down Highway 73 and Port Arthur, back over to Orange, Pinehurst, and also in through southern sections of Newton County until 4:45. What does that mean? Winds of 60 plus miles an hour are possible out of this. Otherwise, as we take a look at radar, I don't see what I was seeing earlier, but there is some rotation there on Doppler. Whenever you see these areas of red and green, there's changing in direction, and so that means there is a potential for rotation. It's not as strong as what we were seeing earlier, but torrential rain now coming down into Beaumont, down Highway 90 towards Meeker, China coming to an end here in the next few minutes. Heads up mid-county, Port Arthur, it's getting ready to move on into your area. Torrential rainfall extending all the way down towards Taylor Landing, LaBelle, back over towards High Island. And let's see, radar rates, say in Beaumont, right around almost over 2.5 inches per hour. And some of these purple magenta areas indicating rainfall rates, so 2 to 2.5 inch rainfall rates per hour. So flash flooding is a potential over the next, say, 30 minutes to an hour as this continues to rapidly move off towards the east. Again, we got a tornado warning until 4:30 for central Jefferson and southwestern Jefferson counties, and the orange outline showing a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for central Jefferson, Orange County, southern Jasper, southern Newton, and extreme southeastern Hardin County as this line rapidly moves off to the east. I think most of this activity should be out of the area, or at least along the Sabine, by 5 p.m. Looks like all clear over towards Tyler, northern Jasper County. Still watching southern sections of this line as it heads on off to the east. Going to be picking up into Orange County towards Vidor here in the next few minutes. Excuse me. And pardon me. And in through Mid-County and Port Arthur here, picking up very heavy rainfall shortly across southeast Texas. There's the watches across southeast Texas, and the warnings again, high wind warning, Jefferson and Orange counties until 6 p.m. tonight for wind gusts up to 60 miles an hour, 50 miles an hour, I should say. Futurecast doing okay with this line, not so much the Lakes area. This is already pushed off to the east. This is the latest update, and it shows the line moving over towards the Sabine and off into southwest Louisiana by 4:30 or 5, and we're sitting at 4. So this is going to be rapidly moving off to the east per latest radar imagery across southeast Texas. Let me get back to the radar imagery. But again, if you're just watching us, the only thing that we're watching right now as far as tornado warnings are including Taylor Landing, LaBelle, central sections of Jefferson and southwestern Jefferson County. This is it right here, the heaviest precipitation, strongest storms, winds likely 58 miles an hour or greater, so 60 miles an hour or greater, quite a bit of lightning as this moves off to the east. So that's where we're sitting at right now, ladies.
All right, thank you so much. All right, seems like my mic's still not working. There we go. All right, thank you so much, Patrick. Now, we had a couple warnings in effect until 4 p.m. Those just expired, but you said they extended until 4:45. We're watching all this weather out here in southeast Texas right now.
Absolutely, and it's very scary. Again, we said heading towards the Port Arthur area right now as we speak. So if you are in that direction, be very careful if you're still out there on the roads. Our storm tracker is out there. It looked like there was just heavy rainfall.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you guys for joining us for the 4 p.m. I'm Brenda Matuti, my colleague here, Letitia Cahey. We've got crews on the street right now. Let's see if we can get over to Cameron Seibert. He's with our photographer, Chandler. They've been out on the roads. I'm going to ask the control room here if they're available to kind of give us insight into what people are seeing out there. All right, Cam.
Yeah, hey guys, we are right now on Highway 124 headed north. We just went through Hampshire. We actually just passed Taylor Bayou here on this single lane highway that we're on right now. You can still see very, very strong rain, whipping winds. We're definitely having to control the wheel with some of the wind that we're seeing sweep across the front of our car right now. But you can see as well, no real cars out on the road. That's a good sign. People heeding the warnings and making sure they stay home. No reason to be driving in this. But we're kind of headed behind the line that's headed east, northeast towards you guys. There was actually a tornado warning in this area on Highway 124 not long ago. So we're keeping our eyes peeled and making sure we're staying safe. About a half an hour ago, we were in one of those areas where the tornado warning was, and we had to pull off on the side of the road. But we're seeing down tree limbs already on the sides of the road, big puddles feeling on the sides of the road. We're driving by a small plant right now, huge puddle that we just drove by on the side of the road, had to be at least 2 to 3 inches deep. We are passing by a car right now, but I mean, you have to drive slow on these roads. We're only going about 40 miles an hour at this point. You can see it on our front view there, just whipping winds. We've got the windshield wipers at full tilt, just trying to get through this stuff to head, again, we're behind the line, kind of headed north-northeast towards you guys in the Beaumont area. As we understand, the storm's kind of headed up north of Beaumont towards Mid-County area and, like you said, Port Arthur. So we're kind of trying to get to that direction now ever so slowly. We're doing the best we can, but of course doing that in the safest way possible. Just again, we are seeing huge amounts of water starting to fill up on the sides of the road, nonstop rain, wind. We've seen thunder, lightning, tornado warnings coming in. That's when things picked up. About 15 minutes ago, there was almost 0 to no visibility out here on the roads. So definitely we're doing our best to stay safe, but we're trying to get to some of those areas and keep up with some of the hardest hit areas right now. But we'll definitely be giving you guys more updates, of course, throughout the newscasts.
All right, thank you so much, Cameron. I know that rain has been moving all across southeast Texas, started in Wharton County. Houston just got downpour, went through Pasadena, lots of damage there. Now out here in our viewing area, southeast Texas, lots of damage that we saw from Cameron. Let's see what's happening out there, though.
Yeah, here's our Roofing 911 Skycam. Here's a look at that heavy rain pouring down. We can hear it, Brenda, in the studio. You and I can barely hear ourselves talking. We're going to go ahead and get to our Storm Tracker Center. Jeff Gerber is going to be giving us an update on what is going on here in our area. Jeff, what do you have for us?
Yeah, the Weather Service is continuing to issue a tornado warning for that one cell. It says producing a tornado possible near LaBelle or near Hampshire, moving northeast at 55. And it's really starting to show now up on our Doppler radar. We're starting to see the couplets that the
oh, here we go.
There we go. That the
See that?
Weather
Just
Service is showing.
Just west of Taylor Landing. This is 4 miles to the west of Taylor Landing. It looks like a tornado on the ground right now.
And it's moving off towards the northeast at about 65 miles per hour. So it is moving very quickly. According to the Weather Service, LaBelle are 7 miles east of Hampshire, moving northeast at 65.
This is confirmed tornado on the ground right now. High confidence to the southwest of Taylor Landing, roughly about 3.5 to 5 miles. This is a debris ball. This is telling me that stuff is being lofted up in the air. We're talking, hopefully not homes, but debris is being lofted in the air. It could be trees, it could be fences.
Barns, sheds,
whatever.
yeah.
Exactly. Oh, wow. Stronger tornado guaranteed on the ground right now, just to the west of Taylor Landing. This is headed off to the northeast at 55 miles an hour.
Yep, and Weather Service also seeing the same thing, they're saying.
Unbelievable. You don't see this in southeast Texas very often.
If you live anywhere near the area we just circled there, Taylor Landing, Hildebrandt, Port Acres over there, this is headed in your direction very quickly. Take cover now. You need to get to the center location of your house, away from windows, a closet, an interior bathroom, somewhere like that, and stay in there for at least another 30 minutes or so until this thing passes by. But right now, you need to take cover now. Do not, if you live in a mobile home, you don't have time to run out to a stronger structure. Take cover in a location in the center of your house. If you can, grab a pillow, get in the bathtub, put it over your head. This is a tornado, it looks like, on the ground right now. What we're seeing here, that little green spot there, is actually debris being thrown up in the air from a tornado on the ground.
Our storm trackers have confirmed a tornado touchdown in LaBelle. Again, like Jeff said, this is not the moment to be outside, to be driving. This is the time when you hunker down inside, get away from windows, find a room that's windowless, that's empty, preferably a smaller room.
Now, I want to ask Jeff real quick if possibly we might know at which direction this wind is blowing. Could we see that tornado moving to another direction or anything like that? Jeff, do you have any idea on that?
Well, the storms have been moving northeast throughout the day, so that's been generally the direction. And right now they're tracking this one at northeast at about 65 miles an hour. So that's very quick. If maybe we can put a track on one of those, Patrick, and give an idea of what we're looking at here.
Trying to get to it right now.
Yeah, he's trying to get to it and set it up. But yeah, these storms have been sliding southwest and northeast all day, so they'll continue to move northeast.
Okay, so we got what, 55?
65.
65 miles an hour.
Yeah.
So we'll put a track on it. We'll put this at 65 miles an hour. So we think it's just to the northwest of Taylor Landing, heading. I don't like that. Let me go again. Let's go with right here. 65 miles an hour. I'll take it to the next 15 minutes if it holds together. All right, so Hildebrandt at 4:15, Beauart Gardens at 4:19, Guffey, I'm not sure where that is, at 4:20, Central Gardens at 4:21, as what we're seeing right now.
The Weather Service says the tornado is moving directly toward the prison district west of Nederland. So it's headed that direction. Also, I got a report from a confirmed spotter 7 miles east-southeast of Hampshire. Chambers County said tornado crossed right in front of me on Highway 73 just south of Taylor Landing. No damage or injury they were reporting at that time. That was a little bit ago, but there has been confirmation of a tornado on the ground by spotters and by radar now.
All right, Brenda, so multiple tornado confirmations here on the ground in our area.
Yeah. All right, probably the first here in Southeast Texas. Of course, not the first of the day. Several tornadoes have already touched down in other parts of Texas, all along the coast. Now, we want to show you guys the damage that this is already causing. There's power outages all across the area. Let's take a look at that Entergy map to see what our folks out here are experiencing in their homes. All right, this is the orange area. The numbers are awfully small, so you can't exactly see how much it looks like. We're getting word that about 1,500 outages in the orange area. We've got about over 600 in Hardin County. Still a lot of areas of green, so a lot of people still have power, but sorry, Don, what was that? We've got over 93 in Chambers County. And more than 3,000 people right now without power in Jefferson County. That's a lot of people without power. Of course, those heavy winds, the heavy rain, all part of exactly why people don't have any power right now.
And those down tree lines, Brenda. We talked about some of the storm tracker coverage we saw from our that Cameron had from the car, and you saw not just the winds, but also the fact that debris is being thrown all over the place. So you're going to know those trees. You need to be careful of that. Those can land on homes and apartments as well as cars. So you need to be mindful of all of those things around you.
Absolutely. What Patrick called it, a debris ball that they picked up on their radar there from that confirmed tornado in LaBelle. Now, TxDOT, we got word from them not more than an hour ago. They're telling people to stay off the roads. If you're on the roads, make sure you're keeping a distance from people. Just not a good time to be out here in these conditions right now.
That's right. Do we know where Cameron and them are at this moment?
All right, let's try and see if we can check in with Cam. It appears they're still driving down the road. Fortunately, not a lot of traffic. I believe Patrick is about to give us an update. Patrick, what do you got?
Well, ladies, here we are. Now Taylor Landing, Hillebrand is the latest tornado warning until 4:30. Headed towards West Port Arthur Drive to the south of, let's say, Cardinal Drive. Maybe in between Nederland, somewhere in this vicinity is where it's headed off to the northeast at 65 miles an hour. So we take a look, debris ball, guaranteed on the ground, southwest of Hillebrand, north of Taylor Landing. That is telling me stuff is being lifted up in the air. We're talking trees, we're talking hopefully not barns or anything else, but that's kind of what we're looking at as it heads off to the north and east. So this is lifting stuff up into the sky. It is not what we call meteorological targets. It means it's other things that are being lifted up into the air. So that is a confirmed tornado signature on the ground right now as it heads towards Highway West Port Arthur Road, I should say, maybe over towards the prisons over the next 15 minutes, if not sooner. And yeah, you can see there is rotation without a doubt. North of Taylor Landing, headed towards Hillebrand. If you are in Hillebrand, Taylor Landing, maybe over towards West Port Arthur Road, over towards the prisons, you need to be hunkering down. Inside a closet, the most interior room of your house. You want to put as many walls between you and the outside of your house as you can. That will insulate you should there be a tornado that affects your area. So again, it looks like between Taylor Landing and Hillebrand, this appears to be weakening. Here's Port Acres right here. I think right now it's going to go mainly north of Port Acres, very close to the prisons, and West Port Arthur Road is what we're looking at right now. Without a doubt, there is rotation. We see that, and there it is right there, right around Hillebrand. This is a supercell headed off towards the north and east, again at 65 miles an hour. This is all along a line of very heavy rainfall. It's dumping anywhere between, say, an inch and a half to 2 inches. But the back edge of the rain is moving quick. Oh, we got a new tornado warning. What is this, Jeff?
Yeah, this is a tornado warning just put out by the Weather Service. They're saying thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado with extensive straight line wind damage and possibly tornado damage near Geist or near Mauriceville, moving northeast at 65. So it's right on the edge there of Newton County, heading over towards southwest Louisiana. But there is some possible rotation there near Geist or near Mauriceville, moving northeast at 65.
Okay, so
that tornado warning goes until 4:45.
Okay, so this is just north of Mauriceville? or northwest. It looks like it's into southern sections of Jasper County.
It says near Mauriceville. That's what they, Geist near Mauriceville.
If anything, it's going to be between Buna and Mauriceville, if
Yeah.
we are seeing it correctly.
Yeah.
Moving off to the east and northeast.
65, yeah.
65 miles an hour. The storms are rocking off to the north and east. Again, 2 tornado warnings. This one confirmed in through southern and central Jefferson County until 4:30 p.m. And the second one just coming out for southern Jasper, southern Newton counties until 4:45 p.m. Let me get back to radar, and we'll bypass the latest on that. And there you go with your. Get back, come on. Let's get to the radar, cycle through. Well, I'm gonna have to change out here real quick, ladies. It'd take me just a second and may have advanced a little bit, but we need to go back to this right here and show that. All right, here we
getting
go.
the graphic. There we go.
Yeah, we're updating the tornado warning for central Jefferson County. And okay,
They just issued another severe thunderstorm tornado warning. It was located near Port Acres or near Nederland, moving northeast at 35 miles per hour. So that's over Port Acres or near Nederland, moving northeast at 35 miles per hour, goes till 4:45, Jefferson and Orange counties.
Okay, let me regroup and try to catch up here. Lots going on. Let's see if we can see anything on the ground. Again, this tells me whether or not there's any confirmed things on the ground. The one up into southern Jasper, I don't see a debris ball. No. There's a potential debris ball between Hillebrand. I'm not 100% certain, but between Hillebrand and Taylor Landing. If there's anything, it's going to be right there is what we're seeing. And this is moving off towards the east and northeast over towards Mid-County, Nederland at this time at 65 miles an hour.
If you're in any of these areas, Port Acres, Nederland, Groves, anywhere in Mid-County, you need to be taking cover now and go to an interior location away from windows, interior closet, bathroom, somewhere like that. We've been getting
right
reports.
Over Port Acres.
Yeah,
Look at that. There is our couplet that we're looking at right now. I'm going to switch and go to get back to green and red. That doesn't show up real well. Let's see, I'm on storm relative. Let me see if I can, I want to see if we can see that better as far as a different legend to show you where there is actual rotation. It's hard to see it on this. So we'll stay with this. But there is rotation, no doubt about that, right over Port Acres. This is where we were seeing the potential for a tornado right over Port Acres right now. And that's why there is a new tornado warning until 4:30.
Till 4:30. Now this one's moving northeast at only 35, as opposed to what we were seeing 65 and 55 earlier. Now that this one's going 35 towards the north and east.
Okay, the rain has just stopped in Beaumont.
We can actually hear ourselves in the studio.
Yeah, we can hear ourselves. Okay, so Port Acres. All right, if you're in Nederland, Groves, hunker down now.
So all hands on deck in our area. As Patrick just said, we've just heard the rain lift from our area. Yeah. Everybody in our county area region are continuing to monitor everything, TxDOT especially. So we're going to take a listen to what Sarah Dupree had to say today.
We are ready for anything that might come our way, whether it might be flooding or down trees. Our crews are ready to act if need be. We are monitoring the situation, and we will have our crews out there if we need to.
And that means down power lines, down trees, traffic cones that may be out in the street. Also, about 22 hours ago, we know Governor Abbott said that he was preparing state crews in case, any areas needed assistance with damage. Of course, the Houston area has seen it. We've seen it now. The Pasadena area has overturned trucks on highways. So a lot of cleanup is going to be needed in the next few days at least.
Absolutely. And if you do have any questions on road closures, situations, really just tune into drivetx.org. They will have the latest information on the roads in your area and surrounding areas that may hinder anything. We're going to go to a photo now, I believe we have, of a down power line in our area. Those are always also dangerous, Brenda, all the time. Take a look at this one here. Have to be mindful. There are, electrical cords hanging from this thing that you can run into them. You have to be aware of your surroundings in this situation. You think you might be clear of an area, but really you may not be.
No, really. And just again, to recap, in the last 10 minutes, we probably had 2 new tornado warnings. Let's get back to meteorologist Patrick Vaughn. Patrick, I know you're tracking any rotation that you might be seeing out on radar right now, telling people exactly where they need to stay put.
All right, the first one is in around Hillebrand right now, and this is until 4:30. The second tornado warning is including Bridge City, Groves, Nederland, and Port Acres until, let's see, 4:45. The other tornado warning, let's see, this is over in towards southern sections of Newton County until 4:45, as this is headed towards Old Salem, off towards the north and east of Deweyville. So again, don't see the clear indications. It has probably weakened, which is good news as we head towards mid-county at the present time. Winds, there is still rotation, no doubt about that. We see it right over Port Acres, between Port Acres and Port Arthur and Groves. If there is a tornado, it would be right here. See Port Acres and Groves. Trying to get my bearings. So Port Acres, just north of Port Acres. If there's anything, it would be right in this area, and I just don't see it. So this is Doppler indicated, not confirmed, but certainly winds very strong in that area. Heavy rainfall coming down into Port Arthur, back over to Groves, Nederland, and also over towards Orange County, Mauriceville, also and around southern sections of Newton County. Let me expand out, and there you go. All clear in through Hardin County, all clear into sections of northern Jasper County, Tyler County. The rains are ending in Beaumont. We're going to be clear in just a few minutes. The worst of the weather, if you live in through southern Newton County, Jeff, if you can pause that and drag it off towards the north for me.
1 second.
See if I can go ahead and do that. Pause it and bring it on.
You want to go north?
No, I want to stop it and move out and show the back edge of it. There you go.
Yeah.
So as you can see, now a little further south. Yeah, I want to show,
yeah.
There we go. So you can see the back edge of it is roughly from Beaumont to, let's say, High Island line. If you're west of that line, you're done.
Yeah, Tyler County, Hardin County, northwestern corner of Jefferson County, rain is moving out, and you're pretty much done with the severe weather threat.
So if you're west of this line, say from Buna, Beaumont, you're all clear. East of this line, say from southern Jasper County, Orange County, eastern Jefferson County, that's where the worst of the weather is, but I think we're pretty much clear up in the lakes area for the most part, except for southern sections of Newton County. Again, the line rapidly moving off to the east. We are going to be done by 5 o'clock, the way things are going rapidly and moving out of the area. Let's see, let me change this and show you the tornado warning up into southern and central sections of Newton County until 4:45 p.m. As far as Doppler radar, yeah, we got flash flood warnings now because of the very heavy rainfall across southeast Texas. Let's see, specifically for Hardin, Jasper, Newton, Tyler until 7:30 p.m. A flash flood warning in effect up that way. I'm trying to see if there's anything convincing. Okay, we got another tornado warning over into northern Orange County.
Located over Vidor, moving northeast at 50, it says, near Vidor.
Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 tornado warnings across southeast Texas. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 tornado warnings. Unbelievable. I don't think I've seen this in my career of 27 years here in southeast Texas, Jeff. Yeah. Not at the same time. This is a new one for me. I'm not convinced these are all, well, let's just say this. They look like Doppler indicated or rotation storms capable of producing tornadoes.
And that's what the one over Orange County is just
These
now.
aren't. Yeah. Okay, well, no, not this one over towards southeast of Vidor. Look at that. See that?
Yeah.
There is rotation there. So the storm is, the winds are moving away here and they're moving that way. So you can infer rotation and around to the southeast divider. If there was a tornado, it would be right there. Let me go to the correlation coefficient and see Vider. Where are you? Right there. I'm not convinced. It's just rotation. I don't see any debris balls. Looking at anything being lofted in. Okay, so these are all. I'm convinced these are all radar indication. There is rotation within these storms, particularly over towards Vider.
But that doesn't mean you shouldn't be
absolutely
taking cover
you
now.
You don't want to diminish these at all.
Interior room away from windows until about 5 o'clock or so. That's when we're expecting most of the activity to move off towards the east. But take cover now. You don't need to be out looking around trying to see something. You need to be in interior room, taking cover, a bathroom, a closet, hallway, somewhere like that. If you get a pillow, cover your head with it and just kind of hang out there for a little while and let these storms pass. It's going to be probably about another 30 minutes or so.
I'm amazed at how quickly this is all coming together and moving off to the east. Everything is pretty much done in Beaumont. West of Port Acres, you are pretty much done. So it's basically mid-county, Port Arthur, back over to just coming into Sabine Pass. Severe thunderstorms, severe thunderstorm warnings in effect. And this extends up towards Mauriceville. Orange County taking it on the chin right now with tornado warnings. I'm not convinced of these on the ground, but they are capable of producing tornadoes in and around Orange County. And let me go up into southern sections of Newton County. But yeah, you're done in Kirbyville, Silsbee. You are done as far as all clear. And broader view is going to show that the line is basically from southern Newton counties, southern Newton County right on into mid county, and there's your flash flood warning. So again, that's where we're standing right now.
All right, thank you, Patrick. So the latest tornado warning coming out of Orange County near Vider, that's on top of the one near Mauriceville, the one near Port Acres that it's set to expire in about 15 minutes or so. Now, speaking of Orange County, where we just got that new tornado warning, that is where our storm tracker team is out at right now. 12 News reporter Cameron Seibert on the road again. Cameron, you're headed to where we just got a new tornado warning issued from. What do you see out there?
Yeah, Brenda, we are on I-10 right now headed towards Orange County. You can actually maybe see the cars that are now forming on the other side of the highway. Huge traffic. We just drove by an accident on the highway. You had firefighters and police working an accident on the other side of I-10. So just another sign of how dangerous the roads are right now. Really have to be careful. We had an 18-wheeler splash up water on the windshield. We couldn't see anything. But like you said, we are on I-10 headed towards Orange. You heard Jeff and Patrick, of course, 4 different tornado warnings a minute ago. We were near Taylor's Bayou in Hampshire where that one warning was. We were just a few miles north of it, thankfully. So we were able to kind of escape that area. And now we're headed kind of behind the line towards Orange to see what we can see out there. But you can see the rain right now is somewhat lightened up on the highway here on I-10. You still have a few cars out here on the road, so time to be careful. But like I just said, we just passed an accident on the other side of the highway that is completely shutting down I-10 headed towards Beaumont. So just another sign of how dangerous the roads are out here. And as things starting to lighten up, of course, we'll be driving around to see if we can find some damage for you guys, and hopefully everybody's all right and everybody's safe. But we're going to be doing some aftermath, of course, trying to cover and see if we can find some areas of aftermath. But we are still following along with the line that's headed east-northeast towards Orange County in that direction. That's where we are on I-10 headed in that direction. So we'll definitely be keeping you guys updated, but we are safe right now.
That is good to hear. Yes, thanks so much, Cameron. And we'll continue to check in with them out there on the road. But I want to touch real quickly on what Patrick said. There may be some flash flooding, severe rain. Even though the tornadoes hopefully move through by 5 o'clock, you will deal with the aftermath of all of the rain and water that those tornadoes have dropped over our areas. So even though those tornadoes are clear, it still may be very unsafe outside. So continue to stay indoors if you can and be as safe as possible. Now, if you are out there on the road and you do see that dangerous weather, the Jefferson County Emergency Management Director says that you need to seek shelter.
You're going to try to drive to the nearest shelter that you can, but if you're unable to get to the nearest shelter, you're going to try to get down low in your car and cover your head. And if you have to, you can abandon your car to try to look for a lower lying area there on the side of the road.
Real good tips, Brenda. I mean, there are people who maybe have not thought they were going to get stuck in this. They were on their way home to seek shelter and they got caught again Here's what we saw from a down power line that a viewer actually took and sent into us. That means they were out there in these very dangerous conditions.
Absolutely.
And
I mean, even though it's raining, these can lead to fires. It's more than just about the rain. Now, I know Patrick said if you're on the west side of the storm lines near Buna or Beaumont, you're pretty much in the clear, but that leaves out the people on the east side, people in mid-county. Also, even if you are on the west side and you're all good, you're still gonna, like Letitia said, you're still gonna get the aftermaths of that flooding, the storm surge. All of that is still left behind, even if the tornado warnings or the watches are over in that area.
That's right. And again, the magnitude of what we're seeing in our area, 4 tornadoes warnings right now. We've seen confirmed tornadoes touch down. Patrick said something he has not seen in his 27 years of being a meteorologist here in our area. So again, nothing to take lightly. If you are outside, get indoors. If you are indoors, do not be looking to see what's happening outside. You need to be taking shelter. Bathtubs, behind walls. Patrick said put a pillow over your head.
Mattress if you can. You know, especially if you're in that area where he found that what do you call it, a cluster, the debris ball.
Debris ball,
That's probably one of the most dangerous areas because you're seeing all of the spinning. All of the spinning.
Let's get now back to our Storm Tracker Center with Jeff Gerber. He has an update for us.
Weather Service just issued another tornado warning. Right now it said at 4:31 it confirmed a large and extremely dangerous tornado was located over Orangefield or near Bridge City, moving northeast at 35 miles per hour. Once again, another tornado warning. Confirmed large and extremely dangerous tornado was located and Patrick's showing that on radar right there over Orangefield or near Bridge City, moving northeast at about 35. If you live in Orange, Bridge City, Orangefield, take cover now, interior room, away from windows. This thing is moving pretty quickly to the northeast at 35 miles per hour, but is showing some debris on radar indicating there is a confirmed tornado on the ground at this point. And it looks like it is, at least what we're showing here, west of Orange and just to the north
of Bridge City?
West of Bridge City, it looks like right now. And that goes until, the warning goes until 5 o'clock.
Oh my goodness, here you go. Oh my gosh, we got tornado on the ground, without a doubt. 100% certain.
This is like what we saw before. This is, you can see,
same supercell.
Just south of I-10 right now. And it is moving to that northeast at about 35 miles per hour. So
there you go.
Due south of Stark, in between, what are those towns?
Looks like Tulane, Pivotal, and Stark. It's about 5 miles west of Orange right now. Moving northeast at how fast?
And the Weather Service confirmed tornado moving into the city of Orange. This tornado debris signature moving into the city of Orange.
How fast is it going?
It's moving northeast at 35 right now.
Okay, I'm posting this on Facebook and Twitter, folks, so you just have to bear with me. Just trying to keep up with what is rapidly happening. Confirmed tornado. Tornado about 5 miles west.
Or northwest of Bridge City in Orange County, it says.
Moving northeast at what fast? How fast?
At 35 miles per hour. According to the Weather Service, large and extremely dangerous tornado. Like I said, if you live in Orangeville, Bridge City, you live in the city of Orange, you'd need to be taking cover now. If you're, you can see this is probably going to cross right over I-10 here shortly. So, and that's going to continue to move up into the northeastern corner of Orange County.
That's not far from where we had the one in, let's see, not last year, 2021 in October. Remember that? About the same place. The one in maybe a little further east. It was right along Highway 62 right there, right? Remember that?
You guys, you said that the most recent tornado warning came out of Orangefield near Bridge City. Is that the area you're seeing this confirmed tornado touchdown?
You see this right here, this bright area.
The cluster,
it says between Euler, Tulane, and south of Stark. It's about 5 miles to the west of Orange. That is where the tornado is on the ground. And I'll go ahead and move this up so it's kind of hard to see since we have these big banners on there. There we go. Can you see it now? Yeah, this is the area we're talking about right here. This is a confirmed tornado on the ground right now. Where is that? Let's see. Let me get, okay. Oh my goodness. Coming on to I-10. I-10 right into... it's going to go right over I-10. let's see if I can get some roads on here displayed.
And that's the area Cameron was just driving through. You know, I-10, that area.
I don't
where
think
there's
he's got to
traffic.
that. I don't think he's got to that point
Hopefully
yet.
not, yeah.
So I'm going to go ahead and text him and make sure that he's not to that point yet, and make sure that he doesn't get to that point.
Stay away from that
Yeah,
Stark area.
yeah.
Tulane, Bancroft.
Yeah, we're gonna. Yeah, for sure.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, he just texted me. He hears me, so he's yeah.
Perfect.
So they hear
Okay,
us.
there
so,
you
yeah.
go. There it is, right there. We're looking to the west and northwest of Orange. Let me get a marker on here. So let's just go from Orange. I think it's about 3 and almost 4 miles to the west northwest of Orange right now. Moving to the northeast at 35.
35.
All right, so it is moving. I'm just going to go back. I'll keep this on here, but I really think the debris ball shows the story better here, as you can get a real idea of where it is as this cycles on. Again, just about, it's probably on the interstate. Yeah, it's on the
There we go.
interstate right now.
Right over I-10.
Wow.
Right near Bancroft.
So it's moving north because it was just a little
Northeast.
a little south a few minutes ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's moving in this direction.
Yeah, it was just south of Stark. Now it's to the south and east, right along I-10 there.
Yeah, it's fast moving.
Yeah. Now this is once again. Here's the latest from the Weather Service. Observed tornado damage. Hail. Confirmed large and extremely dangerous tornado was located over Pinehurst or near Orange, moving northeast now at 40 miles an hour.
And you had said 35 miles an
Yeah,
hour.
so
a
it's
few
picked
minutes
up
ago.
a little bit. Yeah, it's picked up a
Faster
little bit.
speed.
Yeah, yeah. So
Now these storms, this is the same supercell that came out of Deer Park going over our area. What these do is they cycle. They'll put down a tornado, weaken, and then strengthen back up. And that's what this has been doing on its trip across, let's see, Liberty, Chambers, and
Yeah.
Jefferson County.
Yeah.
So that's what we're seeing. All right, here we go. I found what I was trying to show. And if it's anywhere, it's right around Walmack Road, back over, heading over in towards that area. This is a particularly dangerous situation right now. Radar confirmed tornado at this point.
Jeff, can you give us the tornado warnings again, the list of all of them that are currently active right now?
okay, the ones we have right now, the most dangerous one, of course, is the one we're talking about right now, because that is confirmed on the ground. We can see the ball there. Also, what do we have? Tornado warning. We had one up through parts of southern and central Newton County. That goes until about 4 o'clock. Right now, it looks like most of that is shifting off towards southwest Louisiana. So we have that one as well. We have really just kind of a list of, of different warnings right now.
Okay, here we go. It's headed between Kennard Estates and what is that, up Highway 82? Let's see, let me get a plot on here. Let's see, let me give you, if there is a tornado on the ground, let me take that off. All right, let's try this again. If there is a tornado on the ground, as I was saying, it's right in this area. Alley Payne Road, and let's say right in this location. Well, that's not coming up there.
Let's look, it's passing real close to Echo there, here right now.
Bob Hall Road, in that area, back over in and around FM 1130. And MLK King Jr. Drive, yes.
Just in from the Weather Service, spotter 4 miles west-northwest of Orange. Strong tornado crossed at this location. Power lines down, vehicles flipped, extensive damage.
What area is that?
That
Jeff?
is, spotter was west-northwest of Orange, Texas.
Okay, this is it right here. This is the
Yeah.
tornado, without a doubt,
Yeah.
100% certainty. Okay, I also see another debris ball. What it looks like a debris ball. Let's see, is there a tornado warning there? Let's see,
No.
we have, that may not be.
No,
I'm
no, it's not. No.
Okay, so it's still this one
Yeah.
right here.
Yeah.
Okay, so again, Bob Hall Road, we turn off the warnings. This is where we're at, right there. Alley Payne Road, and we'll go with this one right here. Okay, that's not showing up. We're almost to the state line. MLK Drive, ML King Jr. Drive. Okay, that's not showing up. And back over towards FM 1130.
And that's that same rotation system that was below I-10 a few minutes ago, and then over I-10,
Yeah.
and now on Alley Payne Road.
It's in the northern part of Orange right now. If you live north of I-10 in the Orange area, it's right over right now. So, and I think we have some video of some of the damage, but right now, if you're in northern Orange, city of Orange, you should be taking cover right now as this thing is right overhead, moving off towards the northeast at about 35 to 40 miles an hour.
Yeah, take a look at this. A lot of rain. You can barely see, but there's, like you said, Letitia, earlier, lots of down power lines. Cars still out trying to make it through the area. This is Deer Park, according to our producer Chance. This is some of the aftermath.
Yeah, this is the same cell. This is the same cell from Deer Park that's now causing damage in Orange right now.
So it's just moving southeast.
Yeah, it's just cycling or skipping, if you will.
Yeah.
All right, take a look at this. This is out in Silsbee. This, you can see, it maybe looks like flooded backyards. The tree looks like it could have taken a hit as well. So you're going to see a lot of this water laying in our area.
Over Forest Heights or Deweyville moving.
This one, Brenda, I believe Sour Lake. So you're going to see the residuals of that rain still pouring out in that area as well. Again, most of these alerts are going till 5 o'clock.
Yeah. Now, Sabine County, this one here, a lot of flooding. Like we said, we've got 12 news crews all across Southeast Texas right now. Our sports director, Ashley Elam, Simona Barca, Cameron Seibert, of course, on the road. We've got, there we go. This is from Ashley. So lots of people are running, trying to get cover out of the streets, out of their cars. This is at the Port Arthur Mall.
Look at all that water.
Yeah, so even if the rotations have passed your area, you're still getting some rain. You're still seeing the aftermath, the Dillards. I'm assuming still at the Port Arthur Mall, Chance.
And you can see that wind whipping that rain, right? So not only are you dealing with heavy rains, you're dealing with fighting that wind. If you're outside, find places to take cover like these guys are, running into the mall. And then we have our producer, Corey in Port Arthur. This is from his home. Wow, as you can see, that water just still coming down, Brenda.
Yeah, absolutely. Lots and lots. Like we said, we're going to be tracking this aftermath. We're going to try to get in touch with people who have had damage to their house and bring you that coverage tonight at 6, tonight at 10.
And if you are at home and you can't stay close, a lot of people are wanting to stay close to their TVs. They're wanting to know what's going on, but you have options, guys. You have the app you can always follow. You can go online live and watch things on your phone in a safe place, being behind places you need to be behind. Here's our information to get the most up-to-date information. Again, we understand you cannot be glued to the tube right now. You have to get out of your living rooms, away from the windows. You need to get into safe places.
All right, we're going to get an update on those Entergy power outages. We're going to show you a map. We've got 8,000 outages in Jefferson County. That's up from the 3,000 when we first started, when we first came on air, Letitia. It was about 3,000 in Jefferson County. That has jumped up by 5,000. 5,000 more families right now do not have power, according to this Entergy outage map.
Yeah, I'm surprised to see so much green still, which is good news for us, but you do see that big patch of red there, right? So you're going to want to be very, very cognizant. While you have daylight out there, get your flashlights ready, get your candles ready, anything that you're going to need to charge your, that's right. Anything you need to do. We do not know how long these outages are going to last for. So you're going to want to be prepared because, again, Brenda, that like you said, that number jumped. So just because you have power now, hey, we still have maybe 15, 20 minutes to go before we would like to think these storms are going to be passed through by that 5 o'clock hour, but you never know with tornadoes. They are so unpredictable.
Yeah, it's 4:45 now. 4:45 is when a lot of these tornado watches were set to expire. We're going to have to get an update from our chief meteorologist Patrick Vaughn and Jeff. Did they renew those watches, those warnings, guys, or are we still?
The warnings are still ongoing, but if you look at radar, and me and Patrick were just talking about this, most of the activity now has crossed the Sabine. It's moving quick. So it didn't take very long for this to move through the area, but you can see the line of thunderstorms now on radar, even though we do have some warnings extending back into Orange County and southern parts of Newton County. Most of the heavy stuff is now passed over the Sabine and working its way over into southwest Louisiana. So
we're clearing out.
We're clearing out fairly quickly here. It won't be long before the rain will move out of the area. We've been scanning radar, and there's still maybe a little bit of rotation out there, especially western or eastern sections of Orange County. But like I said, it's moving very quickly off towards the east.
Okay,
so,
there you go. Okay, now we're into Calcasieu Parish. This Niblett Bluff, without a doubt, there's going to be probably a tornado with that. So moving out of southeast Texas, let me go back for our viewers over into southwest Louisiana. I know a lot of people over towards Starks and Vinton, back over that way and towards Westlake watch us. And again, this is the same cell. Okay, so yeah, there is rotation there along that cell that is in through Calcasieu Parish. Let me put the warnings on, and you can see there is a potential for tornadoes there.
Now earlier, Patrick, you had drawn a line between, Buna and Beaumont. People west of that area were good to go. They're out of there in the clear.
Yeah, I think we're all clear.
All right, so
I think we're done.
This is moving toward Louisiana now. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, you can see it's moving out. We're done. The heaviest rains we're done.
Wow, well, that's certainly good news for people living in the Jefferson County area.
Now, mid-county still getting hit, right?
Yeah, a little bit. I see a little bit of green and orange. So they're getting rain.
It's rapidly improving.
Yeah, they still have some rain down there, and we also want to point out that we still have flash flood warnings that go until 7:30. So there still could be some areas where some runoff, and we could see some localized flooding out there. So we'll definitely be watching for that. As far as the tornado threat, though, it is pretty much passing east of the Sabine, huh, Patrick?
Yeah, I think we're done. Yeah, they're going to be canceling these here. What time is it? 4:47. They may cancel this very quickly here in the next. May actually expire it early or cancel it because I just don't see that on the game or on the field. This is all moved off north of Niblett Bluff out and into Calcasieu Parish, and you can see no severe weather in through sections of Newton County. You're all clear Newton, all clear Jasper, all clear Tyler, and back over in towards Hardin County. And yeah, I think we're all clear in Orange County and also Jefferson County. I think we're about done. As you can see, the bulk of this activity quickly moving off to the east. If not, then we're going to be done here in the next 10 to 15 minutes as this quickly moves off to the east. There is a flash flood warning in effect until 7:30 for Orange and Jefferson counties, and until 7:30 basically for southern Jasper, southern Newton, eastern Hardin, northern and northeastern Jefferson, and all of Orange County until 7:30. So turn around, don't drown. So again, back to the radar. This will be canceled here very shortly. But again, you can see that tornado warning in through western Calcasieu Parish, heading off towards the east and northeast, to the west and northwest of Edgerly. And yeah, I just don't see anything severe. We're done in Newton County as far as severe threat. Still some lightning, but it is ending as far as the rain, as far as the heavy rainfall in and around Jefferson and Orange counties. As I cycle in and go a little bit closer over towards, say, Orange County, yeah, the eastern edge of that. Yeah, we're done. Let's see, Jefferson County. Yeah, we're done. I think we're done.
Wow, that's certainly good news, especially for our 12 News crews out there. I know Cameron was out there. We wanted to get one last check-in with you, Cameron. I know you were in Orange County to where that tornado warning was last issued. Looks like the rain's starting to clear up out there.
All right, technical issues, probably some of those down power lines. We have no cell service out there. Again, a testament to having to be really careful out there right now.
Yeah.
Not knowing if you'll be able to get through to anybody.
Now, speaking of this down power line, it's kind of crooked. We did speak to TxDOT earlier, and if you're just now tuning in, our TxDOT officials spoke to 12 News. They told us they're going to be out and about all day today, probably into the later part of the week, cleaning up the stuff that has been damaged, the things that have been tipped over, power lines like this, construction areas that have been, just ripped up in between the winds and the storms that we're getting today.
Yeah, and those Entergy power outage maps that we saw earlier definitely showing us that there is a lot of damage that has been done to our area and surrounding areas. So we will most likely be seeing that last a while today as well. And speaking of those power outages, Judge Jeff Brannick actually spoke to us today. Let's take a listen to what he had to say, Brenda.
A truck was overturned on Highway 73 by a tornado around the Taylor Landing area. The Sheriff's Department's responded to that.
Taylor Landing, that's a big one that Patrick circled on his map that we saw, that that debris ball was moving through that area. So again, very scary stuff out there for everybody.
Yeah, lots of debris balls that Patrick was out there tracking. Anything new there, Patrick or Jeff, that you guys are seeing?
I'm sorry, we were talking.
They're gathering the news.
Yeah,
they're gathering the latest.
yeah.
No, is there anything new that you guys are seeing in the last 5 minutes?
No.
No,
We're done.
Okay,
It's
good.
moving out.
The
We're
only,
done.
The only
Wow.
thing left over is the flash flood watches that go to
Exact flash
7:30
flood warnings.
warnings, and I wouldn't be surprised if they expire those maybe a little early. Still could see some problems out there on roadways with a lot of water going through the area. Still could run into some roadways that are water covered, so make sure you don't drive through that mess. But as far as the severe weather threat, it's over with. You still might be getting a little bit of rain along the Sabine River, all from Newton County all the way down towards the Bean Pass. But as far as the severe weather threat, that's all
I am
shifted
taking
off
that
towards
off.
the
I'm
east.
taking that banner off, and I'm going to put on just a regular precipitation banner,
Yeah.
as we are all clear.
Yeah.
Good. All right. So that flash flood warning, you said it expires at 7:30, may expire sooner. Is there a certain area that's for?
Yeah, that's for Jefferson County, northern Jefferson County, Orange County, eastern sections of Hardin, southern Jasper, southern Newton counties until 7:30 p.m.
All right. So again, mostly good news as far as tornado warnings are. Doesn't look like we're going to have any more today. So that is good news. I know I certainly felt the relief when the rain stopped pounding on our studio here. So I imagine everybody at home feeling some of that relief right now as well.
Yeah, about 20-30 minutes ago the rain stopped,
Yes.
and you could finally hear ourselves, hear our crews in the back. Let's see if Cameron is back up so we can get that final check in Orange. He is not.
still not.
Okay. Seems like the camera froze, the signal froze, lots of down power lines out there.
Yep, and I think that's going to do it here for us in the 4 o'clock hour. Brenda will be back with Jordan here in the 5 o'clock hour, so stay with us because we will have continuing coverage.
All right, stay safe, you guys. Good evening. All right, good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us. We've been covering breaking news all evening with the severe weather that we've been seeing here in Southeast Texas. I'm Brenda Matudi.
And I'm Jordan Williams. We have been on the air since just after 3 o'clock this afternoon as this intense line of storms just barreled through Southeast Texas. At one point, about an hour ago, we had 4 simultaneous tornado warnings in effect across Southeast Texas. And unfortunately now tonight, we are starting to verify that some of these storms did produce damage.
Yeah, no, absolutely. We saw some down power lines. And of course, this started all the way in East Texas, you know, south of Houston, moved through Houston, did some damage in Pasadena, did some damage in Baytown.
Yep.
Finally got to us, like Jordan said, 4 tornado warnings that may expire earlier than later because as meteorologist Patrick Vaughn said, it appears that these storms are finally moving out toward the Louisiana area. Lots of people in the Beaumont area are now in the clear. Lots of people in the Buna area now clear. Even in Orange County, it seems like it's just rain there and that's all moving out.
Now the orange storm, you know, it's too early to start talking specifics about which one of these tornadoes may have been the most severe, but we are receiving reports from our crew on the ground in Orange County where the power is out. A couple of miles west of town along Interstate 10, Cameron Seibert confirming there was at least one semi that flipped.
Yep.
We've got a lot of power lines down in that area, so it's impossible at this point for us to get to a safe spot and bring you live pictures. But we are in touch with Cameron Seibert and our crew. They're safe.
Speaking of Cameron, when he was heading out to Orange on I-10, he did say that heading back down I-10 toward Beaumont, it was closed because of a car crash. So crews are still working to clear that road out there. So just in case you're driving in from Orange to Beaumont. Now you're getting video of Deer Park, I believe. Again, one of those poles down, lots of rain, cars still driving through it, trying to get through. But I mean, just a testament to what we've seen today, just part of it.
So what will happen tomorrow? The National Weather Service will send out their damage assessment teams and they'll look at the severity of the situation there. One of the things that we've seen around Deer Park, some of the aftermath photos that I'm seeing, you know, a lot of roof damage, a lot of fence damage. The National Weather Service will go out and look and see, is this characteristic of a tornado, which at this point it all appears to be, right? And then they'll also try and figure out, was this an EF1, EF2, on up the scale.
Right, and it's not just the National Weather Service. Of course, we know Governor Abbott said that he was preparing crews for statewide damage. There was not just here in Southeast Texas, up by the Panhandle, they had severe snow this morning, and that's supposed to end this evening up there. But just everybody in Texas preparing for just a tough day when it comes to weather coverage.
If you're tuning in for special coverage here on 12 News, we've been on the air since just after 3 o'clock. You're watching 12 News Beaumont, and we want to bring in Chief Meteorologist Patrick Vaughn, who has been on the air with us for much of the afternoon. The real headline here at 5, all the tornado warnings for Texas have now ended, right?
We are done.
Yeah.
All clear. But let's recap. And as you can see, the line now moving out of Southeast Texas into southwestern Louisiana, Beauregard, Calcasieu and Cameron parishes. You're all clear across Southeast Texas. No more severe weather is expected out of this system. As far as rainfall, impressive rainfall totals, particularly up into sections of central Newton and Jasper counties, back over towards Hardin County. Here in Beaumont, roughly around 2 inches of Doppler radar indicated. Not so much over towards, say, Port Arthur, 1.4 inches, and we'll go up towards Jasper, roughly around an inch there. So we said 1 to 3 inches. I think we did pretty good. We got a little bit more than expected up into northern Hardin, central Jasper, and central Newton counties as far as rainfall. But right now, the issue is flash flooding until 7:30 for northern Jefferson, Orange County, eastern Hardin, southern Jasper, and southern Newton counties until 7:30 p.m. because of that 3 to 4 inches off that way. Now, we were tracking this as it came out of Houston at roughly around 3 o'clock this afternoon. Look at this, same supercell that produced damage over towards Deer Park along State Highway 255, overturned cars on Beltway 8, and also caused structural damage over there towards Deer Park. Went right over Baytown, and look at that, headed right on into Southeast Texas. Same long track supercell that then produced a tornado over towards Taylor Landing, wind damage over into Mid-County, confirmed tornado between Bridge City and also Orange, and then over to western sections of Calcasieu Parish around Niblets Bluff. So you can see that line, that's that supercell cycling on and off again, tornado reports along that, confirmed the way it's looking right now. So we are done. We're just dealing with cooler temperatures moving in behind the front. We're down to, say, 55 by 7 p.m. with clouds sticking around, and 50 by 9 p.m. More on your storm tracker forecast coming up on 12 News.
All right, Patrick, thank you. You know, the timing on this was kind of tricky this afternoon. A lot of school districts knew this was coming, and so what they decided to do was start letting the kids out of school early ahead of the storm. You're looking at some video that we took earlier this afternoon at Beaumont United High School, where the kids were released roughly 12:15, Brenda, just as the first round of rain was moving in.
All right, well, all the students have been sent home now, all hopefully safe and sound. All after-school activities, including some basketball games over in Vidor and West Orange, those have now been pushed to Wednesday. Now, if you would like to see a complete list of all of those cancellations, head on over to our website. Or you can text the word closures to 409-833-1212. Right now, we want to turn things over to our 12 News reporter, Gloria Walker.
Yeah, we want to talk a little bit about what Gloria has spent the day working on today, and that is some construction concerns. She talked to a man in Little Cypress, Mauriceville, the LCM area, who's worried about the construction on a new school administration building, worried what that construction will do to impact his property. Looks like he already had some standing water before this stuff today. He told us a newly formed, or at least a newly dug ditch, could create flooding concerns for his home.
Yeah, his name is Gene Garcia. He says it's not the first time he's addressed the issue. Little Cypress, Mauriceville, CISD, since that construction got started, he let them know what was going on. 12 News reporter Gloria Walker spoke with Garcia today, and she shares his concerns tonight. Gloria, what did he tell you?
Well, Jordan, Brenda, Gene Garcia says he's exhausted almost all of his options, and he's concerned for the safety of his home, saying this newly dug ditch will have a big impact. LCM CISD administration building has been under construction since July. School officials say the upgrades are much needed, but it's leaving people in one neighborhood worried. They fear a ditch used to help the flow of water could overflow into their property, causing damage and flooding, especially during times of severe storms.
This is going to burp water right into my yard, and so I'm kind of concerned about that. It's just destruction of my property. I'm a retired Air Force veteran, and thought I would have some safety in my own country.
We have reached out to the school district for their response, but we did not hear back. Now, coming up tonight at 6, who Garcia says he brought his concerns to and the response he says he's received. In studio, Gloria Walker, 12 News.
All right. Gloria, thank you so much. Now, we wanted to check in with our 12 News reporter, Cameron Seibert, who's out in the field. But before that, we want to get to some of the power outages that you guys are seeing out here. Let's take a look at that Entergy map right now. It appears that 9,000 people in Jefferson County do not have power right now. When we first came on air around 3:30, about 3,000 people in Jefferson County didn't have power. Now, 2 hours later, once those powerful winds and the rain has blown through, 9,000 people are without power right now.
I'm going to ask our crew in the back if we could pan over to Orange County. I really want to zero in there, because really the areas in red show what is likely the damage path from the tornado. So if we can pan over, my goodness. All right, this is all new. This is where we're getting most of those 9,000 outages. That looks like most of the city of Orange now in the dark. It's kind of tough for us to see as well. If you zoom in just a little bit, we'll get a better picture there. There's the Interstate 10 corridor all along Simmons, through the heart of downtown there, and then also areas north of I-10. We actually had received reports that the tornado crossed I-10 a couple of miles west of the city. LCM to the north, you are all in the dark. Probably the gentleman that we just talked to with the ditch problem. He's also got power problems to worry about tonight, Brenda. So that kind of gives you the picture of how we see these thousands of outages at this point.
Oh yeah, and it makes sense because our chief meteorologist Patrick had talked about how this storm, everything that we were seeing was moving northeast, right?
Right.
So at first it was Jefferson, and now it's Orange, because that is where the most recent rotations and all the things that they were tracking, that's just exactly where it blew through.
While we attempt to get in contact with Cameron Seibert, let's pull up the weather graphics for just a second. And Patrick's put a really good storm track on this particular supercell, and this shows the path all the way from the Pasadena Deer Park area. Brenda, you're much more familiar with that part of the world, that
yeah,
direction.
I mean, it started over in Wharton County, so if you're familiar with anything even south of Houston, it started down there, blew through Houston. I know my family in Katy, they're dealing with flooding. That blew through. I know you have family in Kingwood.
Yeah.
That area is still dealing with a lot of flooding. And then, of course, us, Jefferson County, Orange, everything, and now moving over to Louisiana.
You see southwest of Port Arthur, that would be LaBelle, Taylor's Landing. We were on the air air with you with that storm
That
as it
confirmed
tracked
tornado.
along. As it tracked along 73. We've got Ashley Elam, one of our sports director out there, tracking the damage, looking for problems. We understand at least at some point there's a tree on a house somewhere there in the LaBelle Port Acres area. We've been in touch with the Jefferson County judge, and then of course, as we mentioned, Brenda, the significant damage likely across Orange County with that storm that crossed I-10. We'll say around 4:30, 4:40 this afternoon. So that really gives you the picture of where the damage is, where a lot of the power outages are at this point. Guys in the back will have to update us on what we're heading to next. I know we're working in live breaking news right now. My understanding is we do have Cameron Seibert with us live tonight. He's been in the storm tracker working all over the region. Cam, where are you?
Hey, Jordan, we are in Orange. We're on Alley Payne Road. This was the area where we heard that tornado was coming through. You can see right behind me, a huge power line is down. One of those beams coming right down in the road. Cars having to turn around here. There's a few people who are outside of their houses who I've talked to. They say they didn't see necessarily the tornado, but a couple guys I talked to down there said they felt the house shaking, a vase fell. You can clearly see the damage, of course, to the power line. That big beam falling right across the road, even further down the road. We've seen tree damage, but this is in Orange County on Alley Payne Road, one of those areas that we heard Jeff and Patrick giving out that warning for in Orange. As we were coming this way on I-10, we saw an 18-wheeler tipped over on the side of the road. We saw debris from cars covering I-10. Clearly the path has come this direction, and it's come through this area. As you can see, that power line, again, down across the road. We do have some first responder lights coming this direction too. Maybe Chandler can take the camera off the tripod and show you down the other way, down Alley Payne Road here. But you got some people outside their houses kind of looking at the damage, obviously shaken up. A couple teenagers down there that I talked to witnessed it. They said they didn't necessarily see a tornado touching down, but now you can see that angle of some kind of first responder, maybe even just a utility crew showing up here to maybe assess some of this damage. We're going to keep traveling around in Orange, one of these areas where we had tornadoes reportedly touch down. But again, let's see if we can show you that damage one more time. Just a huge power line here across Alley Payne Road. Customers here obviously without power right now. We do have some people showing up to the scene, it seems like, to respond to this situation, but we're going to go ahead and send it back to you guys, travel around and see if we can find some more damage. I'm Cameron Seibert. We're in Orange County on Alley Payne Road.
Yeah, Cam with us live tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Now he's in that area where Patrick was talking about, that Alley Payne Road. That's exactly where you saw that rotation, where that debris ball that Patrick was tracking. So he's basically in the eye of where it hit. Those people said that they saw their house, they felt their house shaking, things moving, and it's something that, like Patrick said, he hasn't seen in years, that he's been here in Southeast Texas for decades.
And to have those 4 simultaneous warnings this afternoon, just wild stuff. You know, we've been in contact with the teams over at TxDOT throughout the day, and they were reminding if you needed to be on the roads this afternoon to drive slowly. And quite honestly, now the roads are wet, so that's the big deal at this point. We also are receiving reports, Brenda, about some of the usual underpasses in Beaumont that are underwater this afternoon. So yeah, just be especially careful. Keep your phone down, not in your hand. Pay attention to what's going on and what's going on the road in front of you. Here's some other insights that the TxDOT Public Information Officer shared with us.
We are ready for anything that might come our way, whether it might be flooding or down trees. Our crews are ready to act if need be. We are monitoring the situation, and we will have our crews out there if we need to.
All right, so the problem now, again, likely downed power lines, maybe tree damage across Orange County and rural areas of Jefferson County. DriveTex.org, I believe, is the website that you can check out. DriveTex.org, that is, .org. And we'll get you linked to new information. You can also always go to our website, 12newsnow.com/traffic, and we'll help you through this. Absolutely.
Right now, we do want to show you some crazy video out of Port Arthur. Not a lot of visibility as those storms drove through the area. Look at this video coming in from Christian Piper. You can just see the wind. Probably, at least he's covered.
Any sound with this?
It appears we don't have sound, but again, I mean, just so little visibility from the power of the storms.
Yeah. And that was the storms that rolled through Port Arthur roughly an hour ago. So again, if you're just joining us tonight, the all clear being sounded across Southeast Texas. No more warnings, so that is great news. At this point, we are moving to the cleanup, the aftermath, and the power situation. And we want to let you know that you can stay connected with the 12 News Storm Trackers on air and online. We are broadcasting here throughout the evening. We've been here through the storms, and we're going to be here after the storms, putting Southeast Texas first and working hard to keep you and your family safe.
Absolutely. All right, ahead here at 5, a house fire in Lumberton. This was earlier today. The worries from the people who live there. All right, a family in Lumberton is without their home after it caught fire this morning. Take a look. Lumberton Police Chief Danny Solins tells 12 News firefighters were sent to this duplex on Highway 69 South in Lumberton around 8:15 this morning.
12 News was on the scene as firefighters broke windows to force their way inside. Luckily, no one was injured from this fire. Tonight, the family is without a place to stay, though.
I have nowhere to go, and just not having nothing. What we got on basically. A few things that I grabbed to throw in the car. I was mainly worried about getting the dogs, and and I don't know where you go from here.
We are thinking of them tonight. That is Sean Jones. He says he's not sure what caused the fire, but believes it could be electrical in nature. We'll keep you updated on this and some of the other news of the day, some of the non-weather related stuff on 12newsnow.com. And right now, a live look outside. Things are improving, Brenda, so that is good.
Oh yeah, no more rain out in Beaumont. I mean, you still see the heavy clouds out there, but it appears to all have passed through. We're going to come back with more from your Southeast Texas news right after this short break.
We're in Port Arthur off of Highway 73. Well, we were trying to get to a neighborhood that's got 3 miles away. We got actually
mic check, 1 2 3, mic check, 1 2 3, mic check, 1 2 3,
Okay.
1 2 3, mic check, 1 2 3, mic check. 1 2 3, mic check, 1 2 3, mic check. Can you hear me? Hello, 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 hello. Okay, great. Five minutes for my live hit. Okay.
And good evening, Southeast Texas. All clear as the severe weather and the confirmed tornadoes across the area that we covered are now off to the east. As you can see, cloudy skies at Packard-LaPrade, currently 61 degrees as our winds have now shifted to the west and northwest behind the area of low pressure that has caused all the severe weather here in Southeast Texas and the very heavy rainfall and the breezy winds. This is I say this morning's front, sorry, I'll have to update that, but you can see a recap over the last 3 to 4 hours showing the showers and storms, the line moving on off to the east. We had 2 Boeing segments, the second one here in the triangle. Now everything is off to the east. Look at the temperatures, chilly up in the Jasper and Woodville. That's why you didn't have severe weather per se, because you were in the cool sector. However, closer to the coastline and in the triangle, we had the warm sector. Remember, warm front and then a cold front around that low. That's why we saw severe weather along with very strong winds. Everything has pushed on off to the east. All watches and warnings, or I should say warnings, are come to an end. We do have very heavy rainfall that fell in a band roughly from northern Liberty County, northern sections of Hardin, right on in through central Jasper and Newton counties. And Doppler radar indicated as much as 4 inches in and around 3 to 4 inches in that band. We said 1 to 3 and locally heavier amounts, and that certainly was right on target as far as rainfall across Southeast Texas. As you can see, back over towards even Sabine Pass, picking up over 2.5 inches, Doppler indicated. Otherwise, the only thing that is in effect across Southeast Texas is flash flood warnings in effect until 7:30 for eastern Hardin, southern Jasper, southern Newton counties, all of Orange County, and we'll say north and northeast Jefferson County. That long track supercell, it began over in Wharton County, back over to Pearland, produced wind damage in and around Deer Park on State Highway, let's see, 225, I believe, and also Beltway 8, where there were cars overturned. There was structural damage over that way. The storm cycled basically, and then we had a confirmed tornado, or at least a tornado report, in and around LaBelle and Taylor Landing as it continued moving off to the northeast over towards I-10 and into just north of Bridge City into Orange County and then over towards Nimble Bluff. So that is a long track supercell that cycled on again, off again tornadoes, and seen this a couple of times, and we were right on it. So now you can see the winds have shifted to the northwest. We don't see the 55 mile per hour winds out there right now. It's off over towards our east. Current temperatures are into the 50s over most of the lakes area. Still Orange and Port Arthur reporting temperatures in the 60s as that front pushes on off to the south and east. Behind the front, temperatures cooling. 40 Dallas, Wichita Falls, 33 freezing into Amarillo by morning. Lubbock at 33 in Oak City. Contrast that in through South Texas, we're into the 60s to around 73 into Brownsville. So this mess moving off to the east on the warm side of the system. See that, Brenda? We're on the warm side. But on the cold side, you got SNOW. And look at this, Wichita Falls. Let's see, is my sister getting snow? She is Weatherford. No, she still got rain, but north up towards Wichita Falls, back over to Oak City, Lawton, Elk City, and Childress, all seeing snow up that way. Otherwise, this is all due to a powerful storm system moving into North Texas that'll head on off to the east. Futurecast says we are done. We should see mostly cloudy skies tonight is what I think. And we'll see temperatures dropping into around 40 in the lakes area and into the lower to middle 40s in the triangle. Clouds will thin out as we go through the afternoon, and we should see high temperatures pretty chilly tomorrow into the low to mid 50s. Our forecast for tonight, rain ending and chilly, about 38, 39 in the lakes, lower 40s in the triangle. Then for tomorrow, decreasing afternoon cloudiness, highs in the low to mid 50s. Beautiful weather with cold mornings and chilly afternoons expected Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Chance of rain back in the forecast on Sunday with another cold front. And as you can see, a little bit of a warm up on Monday into Tuesday ahead of Groundhog Day. How about 59 degrees?
You know, I'm not going to lie to you. Typically, I am the one to complain about this chillier weather. But today, after what we saw, I will take the cold any day over these tornadoes and storms that we got today.
Bit of a break,
yeah.
Right? Patrick, stay with us because I understand we've got Ashley Elam and Simona Barca, a team of reporters out this afternoon in the Port Arthur, Port Acres area. What do you have for us?
Yeah, guys, we're pulled over here on the side of Highway 73 in Port Arthur. As you can see, it's a lot better now. It's cleared out. We still got some rain. We've got the clouds going on, but it's much lighter than it was just a few minutes ago. Even, of course, about an hour ago is when everything was passing through. Ashley and I sheltered down at Central Mall in Port Arthur. And, of course, just within minutes, just the sky turned dark, winds howling, the rain pouring. It was a pretty scary sight. Of course, the scariest part is when there's nothing happening. That's what Ashley and I were talking about. But it was during the peak of that a neighborhood in Port Acres got some significant damage to their homes. This home that we're about to show you now, there's a tree during the peak of that just fell on the home. You can see the damage here, just kind of split right through, fell onto the roof. I spoke with a neighbor. He told me they just heard lightning coming through, the storms passing through. Didn't necessarily hear this tree fall on the home, just all of the lightning and the damage passing through. And of course, back here again, things are a lot better, looking a lot better. As Patrick said earlier, things are clearing up. So just everyone stay safe, and we got through the rest of it. And we'll be back after the break.